guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is David. If you're new here, hi, welcome. Today I'll be reviewing a novel which I finished a couple of days ago. If my Kindle can open, I'll show you. And that is Skyward by Brandon Sanderson. Everyone was saying about how great Brandon Sanderson is, and when I went into the local bookshops when they reopened over here in the UK, I asked the staff members there what they would actually recommend. And obviously they recommended Mistborn. That's his fantasy series that he's most well known for. He's mostly a science fiction author, you actually believe, but he has dabbled in science fiction before. And this is what that actually falls under. This is a YA science fiction novel. It's not as heavy as Dune by Frank Herbert, but it's a really good book. I mean, as I said, it's actually not the most amazing thing I've ever read in 2020, but it is really enjoyable, and the characters are really good as well, and the overall story is really good as well. Not really the world that Brandon Sanderson has created for Skyward isn't much. It's really condensed. Yeah. I do have a slight headache as well, guys. Well, not really a headache, I have a migraine. I do have some tea, so apologies for that. So before I get into my overall story of Skyward, I just want to say that this is going to be this is going to be a spoiler-free video. I'm not going to spoil anything regarding this story that will, ruin the experience for you guys, because I know some people want to actually read this. I know some of my subscribers want to actually hear me talking about this story to let them know if it's worth reading or not, and it is worth reading. It's really cool. And and also this is going to be my own thoughts and feelings regarding this story, and my own opinions. If your opinions are different, that is fine. You're entitled. So yeah, so with that said, let's get into it. Let's talk about the story. What's the story about, Skyward? It opens up on a planet up in space, and it actually focuses on a group of like a big group of humans that actually live on this this planet, which is called Detris. Sorry if I've said that wrong. It's probably the only thing I can't really say, but Detris is what I'm going for as the planet's name. The people that are actually living on this are human. They are referred to in the novel as being men and women and from Earth. I'm pretty sure they refer to Earth as Old Earth in the story, and they were originally they were space explorers. They had this massive ship with all these little other small ships around it, but the main ship was called the Defiant, and they were basically space explorers. And then one day, when they were doing this space exploring type of enterprise stuff, they got chased and harassed by a group of aliens called the Krell. Whether these aliens species called themselves the Krell, I'm not sure, but the humans in this story called them, the Krell, and they have no idea why the Krell have done this. They don't know why they have chased them and forced their ship to crash land on Detris, on this planet. They have no idea why they have done this, and they are constantly having their ships flying into the planet and trying to kill as many humans as the Krell can. And they don't know why they're doing this. They don't know why, or actually what the motivations of the Krell is. They don't know what they've done wrong. But so that's their life. They've adapted, and they know that they cannot meet in large groups, because they found out that if they meet in large groups of about, I think in the novel it says if they meet in the groups of 100 or more, the Krell will detect this, and they will come down in their ships and basically try to shoot them up and kill them. So they have so the humans in this story have adapted, and they are living in tunnels underground and cities that they've built under the surface of this planet of Detris. And apologies if I keep on saying that name wrong, guys. They are living in separate clans, like in different divisions, and this all corresponds to what part of the crew they were part of on the original Defiant ship. Whether they were, so you have the engineers, you have all the scientists and the main crew. I don't know, but you get the point. All parts of the crew of the original ship have all split up, and they're all different clans. And I'm pretty sure they don't mingle that much. They kind of keep to themselves. All different clans have got different personalities as well. So the story opens up with a father taking his small little daughter, I think she's about 12, up to the surface of the planet. They can actually go up to the surface of the planet. They can go up there. It's actually not hazardous to their health. It's not dangerous at all. Well, apart from if the Krell show up. And he takes her up to the surface just on their father-daughter trip. And her father, who is called Chaser, that's his call sign name. I'll actually explain what call signs are in a minute. But he takes his daughter up to the surface of the planet. And just to show her the surface, just to show her the stars, and we find out that on the atmosphere of the planet that surrounds the planet, there is all this floating debris, all these bits of metal, and it's kind of like a massive shell around the planet of all this waste that's rotating and going around all this planet. And the Krell find holes in this that allow them to fly in every time that they need to. Chaser is a pilot that they have specific pilots for a organization or a flight organization that's called the DDF, which stands for Defiant Defense Force. That's what it's called, and that's basically the whole company that actually runs the pilots that are the top people in this planet or in this community or the civilization. The pilots are the top people, and everyone wants to become a pilot. Even this little girl who we actually find is our main character. Her name is called Spencer Nightshade, and I found out while researching this that Chaser's real name is called Zen Nightshade, who is Spencer's father. Spencer wants to become a pilot. She is really ambitious. She really wants to become a pilot. I kind of see her as being the Rachel from Glee. That's what she's kind of like. She's really up herself, and she's really ambitious. She really wants to become a pilot. She has dreams about it being all glory and triumph, and it being such an amazing thing. She wants to fight the Krell and beat them and destroy them and lead the human race to humanity and all that jazz. We find out shortly after this that Chaser, Spencer's father, was shot down because of treason. He actually betrayed he actually betrayed the DDF and his fellow pilots. And we don't really know what he actually did or why he did it, at the time. But as the story progresses, we find out why he did the things that he did. I won't say what he did because I don't want you to I don't want to spoil anything for you guys. When Spencer finds this out, when she grows up, she becomes like a full-grown woman or a young teenager, and she still wants to become a pilot. That's her ambition. And everyone's always saying to her that, okay, your father was a traitor. He is a disgrace. You should be ashamed of yourself. He betrayed the human race, and all that. And everyone's always reminding her about this. They always knock into her head and tell her this. And she still wants to become a pilot because she holds her father's memory up in the highest regard. She still thinks of her father, Chaser, as being a hero and not a traitor. She doesn't care what anyone else tells her. She strongly believes that no matter what you say to her, or what proof you show her, she will see her father as being a hero. So she ultimately, because she still wants to become a pilot, she joins the DDF and goes into flight school as well. She knows that this is going to be hard. She goes in to do a little test thing, or a little exam where a bunch of people that want to become pilots have to sit down and do a test, to try to see if they're capable or suitable to go into flight school. And they are a group of people called the first citizens, who were descendants of the original battle that took place when the Defiant crash landed on this planet. That battle was called the Battle of Altar. Now, Altar is the main city of this world, and everybody that's a descendant from a pilot that actually fought in that war doesn't have to answer any questions. All they have to do is just write their name on the top of this test and hand it in, and that's all they have to do, and they automatically get into flight school. It doesn't necessarily mean that they become a pilot. They just have the ability to get straight into flight school without any questions asked. Spencer goes into ends up being into flight school, and her teacher to be who is called Captain Cobb, I think that's what his name is. Sorry, it's a science fiction story, has all his weird names. And his call sign is called Mongrel. Call signs, just to touch on it, are what people call themselves, or sort of like a nickname that they give themselves, or people give themselves if they call it, if they call them that all the time. Like if people are always calling me Bookworm, that's what my call sign would actually be. And when they're flying around in space fighting the Krell, they're always saying, okay, Bookworm too, Mongrel, and all that sort of stuff. You actually get the idea. And so Mongrel's saying to Spencer, who call sign is called, or nickname is Spin. That it won't be hard. It won't be easy for her. People will try to beat her down and try to say to her that she's not she shouldn't be in the DDF and become a pilot. And she doesn't care. She wants to do it. And so when she gets into class, she finds all these great people there. She finds all these friends there. She's actually got a friend there called Rig, who that's his call sign, Rig. He's kind of an intelligent, an intellectual person who is very good at building things. He isn't a main character, he's kind of a side character, but he kind of disappears halfway through the story and he's not really brought up ever again, or very rarely. So he's in the first half, but in the second half he's not really mentioned at all. And we find out that the person who ended this boy that filled out his name in the test I mentioned, that didn't answer any questions, and she was annoyed about this, is called what is his name? I've written it down. Where is it? There we go. Jorgen Waite, and his call sign is called Jerkface because that's what they call him, and that's ultimately his call sign from now on. He starts off being appointed as the flight leader, or the leader of their group of candidates, and Spin doesn't like this at all. She questions it, as she doesn't see why this person should be automatically become flight leader, because he's the first citizen, and he should earn that right. So we find out that there's this admiral, or this top boss, that's actually running the DDF. Her name is called Admiral Judy Irvings, but her call sign is called Ironsides. Ironsides isn't really the villain. she is very strict. She doesn't like Spin whatsoever. She wants her to get out. She tells Spin also that she doesn't want Spin to sleep in the cabins with all the other cadets, and she doesn't want her to eat in the cafeteria. She wants her to like go and like sleep and eat somewhere else. Although she allows her to study and be a member of the or be a candidate in flight school, that she's fine with. But she wants Spin ultimately to leave the DDF and flight school altogether. And anything else that I missed? As the story progresses, we find out that Spin finds this cave where she spends all of her time in. She spends there. She is exploring the surface, and she finds this cave. And when she's exploring it, she finds a wrecked ship where she turns it on, and she finds out that this ship has a personality. It has a computer voice that speaks every time it's been turned on or operational, and it's got its own personality and voice. And this ship has its own consciousness, which is strange because all the other ships within this story don't actually have that. They're just like a standard spaceship that doesn't actually have a voice. And it's really weird that this is the only ship in this story that actually has a consciousness and a voice and feelings. It's a very sarcastic ship as well, where it's like if you're like talking about it. I mean, there's like a couple of instances where some characters are talking about the ship, which is called M-Bot. I'm not sure if I said that. And he's like, "You do know that I'm here, you know? You don't have to talk about me behind my back, or, you know, don't even acknowledge that I'm even here," you know? So he's actually really cool. So Spin and Rig do their best to get this ship operational. They fix it as best they can, and ultimately it does actually get fixed. And Spin wants to ultimately use M-Bot to fight the Krell. So yeah, I think I've mentioned everything I wanted to, and yeah, I've said what the DDF is, the Krell is, Detritus, the Defiant ship. Oh yeah, also in this story, you will actually come across a lot of the time. You'll come across a word called Scud, S-C-U-D. Scud is a made-up word. Well, it's a real word in the English language, but it's a made-up word that Brandon Sanderson used in this story as a fictional word. And basically what Scud in this universe actually means, it means a swear word. So every time someone says Scud or scudding, it's basically the equivalent of using the F word. It's used sparingly, but it's scattered everywhere, but it's not used all the time, if that makes sense. And yeah, Spin and her friends fly up into space. They fight the Krell, and ultimately she finds out why the Krell are doing this, and she tries to uncover what happened to her father and why he did the things that he did. She tries to investigate it and find out why he did and what happens with her father. And ultimately she discovers the truth as well, and finds out what the Krell are, because throughout the whole story they don't even know why the Krell are fighting them. They don't know what they even look like, apart from the fact that they have armor all over their body and what their ships look like. They don't know what the Krell physically look like. No one's seen one alive or even dead. So yeah, so that's all I really want to say, really. There is a sequel to this that's called Starsight. Yeah, Starsight. I want to get that book as well. I want to read it. Whether I'll read it this year, I'm not sure. So what did I like about it? I like the stories. I like the story. I like the world. I like the character of Spin. I liked M-Bot, and I liked Captain Cobb. I'm pretty sure. I'm actually not sure if I'm saying his name wrong. Right or wrong. But I like the characters, and I like the fighting that they do. It's very action-packed. Is this? They are always fighting up in space with their ships and actually battling the Krell. And they're always doing this, but there are instances within the story that it is broken up into quiet parts where they are like where the main character is contemplating and thinking and about stuff about her father and about her life and all that type of stuff. And so there is quiet places with, you know, in between all these action scenes. What I didn't like about it is the fact that because the Admiral Ironside says basically said to Spin that she can't stay in the DDF or in the you know, with all the other candidates. She can't spend any time with them or you know, in their dorms or anything like that. It seems that we don't spend a lot of time with some of the characters as well, and some of the side characters are kind of like, you know, like put to one side and we don't really know about much about them. And we kind of feel like Spin, we kind of feel like we're isolated from them a little bit. But I suppose that was what Brandon Sanderson wanted us to actually feel, that we were ourselves were isolated from these characters like Spin was. So that one I can gloss over as well. The whole world of this planet and the whole cities of Altar, or however you say it, and the city underground, the main city underground. We didn't really explore that much. It wasn't really brought up a lot or explained in much detail. Hopefully in the sequel it's expanded upon a lot more. But that's really all I've liked and disliked about it. It's a really good book. Closing thoughts. If you've never read anything by Brandon Sanderson before, you can't really go far wrong with Skyward, if I can say the title. So yeah, I would definitely start with Skyward. As I said, it's not the most brilliant thing that you'll ever read, but it is enjoyable. It is a really fun book, and it's actually written in such a great way. And the chapters are all really short, so if you want to read one chapter before bed or whatever, it's really easy for you to actually do that. And as I said, it has some beautiful new illustrations in the book. After every single chapter part or whatever, just to show you what the ships look like. So it helps you to visualize what the ships look like and what some of their maneuvering capabilities are like. Because a lot of this book is action packed, as I said. Rating, I would actually rate Skywards. I was going to give it a 5 stars, but when I was thinking about it, I'm going to give it a 4 because I want to be fair. I want to be fair with Skyward, and I'm going to give it a 4 stars out of 5. Not saying that's bad or anything. It's just that I wanted to have a bit more quiet time with some of these characters and to have some of these characters fleshed out a little bit more, and to have some more explanation about the world and this planet that they've landed on and the cities. I wanted to spend more time in these city areas, but that's just me. So yeah, that's really it, guys. So like, comment and subscribe down below. Click my little bell on my channel to actually remind you whenever I upload videos, if that's something that you enjoy. Hopefully if you stay this long, thank you so much. I really appreciate every single view, subscriber, and comment and thumbs up I get. It means a lot to me, guys. It really does. So yeah, stay safe, stay healthy, and I will do my next video at the very last day of this month, because I want to introduce you to something that I'm doing in August, which is called Subscriber Month, but I will explain that to you in more detail. So yeah, see you in my next video, guys, and claim the stars. See you guys, bye.